Okay, so I'm going to do a paranormal vlog using my phone, which is what you see here. So the quality is not going to be that great, because I don't have my nice camera with me, but whatever, it's okay. Paranormal vlog's a paranormal vlog, right? Okay, so with this paranormal experience, would you consider a dream a paranormal experience? Please let me know your thoughts. I'm very curious because, I mean, I've had plenty of dreams in my lifetime where, you know, they've been just pure imagination, like something totally creative in my subconscious where I'll take, I'm usually able to backtrack my dreams very well, where I could have like the scariest dream ever, the weirdest dream ever, the most terrifying dream, and I am always able to backtrack. And it, maybe I saw a commercial that had some scary thing in it or something in it, and then my mind took that and just snowballed off of it and created this wonderful, amazing, crazy dream that scared the shoot out of me, you know. And with this dream, I am unable to backtrack it, and that's it. It doesn't really scare me. It just kind of, I'm confused as to why I cannot backtrack this dream at all. So I'm gonna give you, basically, okay, we'll start it out with, in real life, there's this house. It's on a hillside, near my mom's house. Now, my mom's house is it's like on a hill, and like the neighborhood's kind of surrounded by mountains, and on the side of a mountain is basically this little house on the hill. And it's always kind of been intriguing. Every time I go, like if I go on a walk around my mom's neighborhood, you always see it in this certain part of the walk that opens up and you see all the mountains and the little hills, and you see it. And I was kind of like, oh, that must be like the most amazing view ever. Like it has to overlook the entire town, you know, and it must be beautiful. And it was just always kind of intriguing. Like, I wonder who lives there, or if anybody lives there. But it looked really tiny, so I was like, there must be one person that lives there. You know, I just had all these, like, I was just curious about it. Not really thinking anything creepy at all. And then one time me and my mom went on a walk together, and we got to that house, got to where we could see that house, and my mom was like, oh, I've been meaning to tell you, that house up there, it's haunted. And I was like, what do you mean it's haunted? And she was like, well, there's a guy that lives below there who owns that house. He lives below there, and he owns a Christmas tree lot where he grows Christmas trees. And last year, my mom went there to buy her Christmas tree. And my mom was curious about that house when she went there, and she asked the guy there, who lives there, and he said, oh, nobody lives there. No one will live there. It's haunted. And my mom like tried to make conversation about it, and basically, I guess, you know, he's seen someone in the windows a lot, often. Yeah. I guess no one will live there. He won't. I don't think he'll sell it or anything. Like, I don't know too much other than that. That's basically all we know. We do want to go back, and I do want to know, like, history on it, maybe. It's a really cool looking house, and I mean, me and my husband would love to, like, just photograph it, just because it's a really cool looking house. But maybe kind of use that as an excuse to, like, wander around it and see what feelings there might be, if any. And I kind of want to, like, keep a log right now of this dream that I had about this house, because if this dream is totally, like, BS, and it, like, has nothing to do with this house in real life, like, if I go and I hear the story, I walk inside the house, everything, and it's nothing like my dream, that's totally fine. I mean, I probably will be happy. Like, I'll be happy to know that it was just a dream. If I go and I find out it's exactly like my dream, I might freak out a little bit, because my dream is kind of I mean, you know how you can have a dream and when you explain it to somebody, it doesn't sound as scary as it really was? That's how this dream was. So when I tell you this dream, it might not be as terrifying as it was for me in the dream, but just, you know, we've all had those dreams where you wake up terrified and you tell your mom or your boyfriend or your sister or brother or grandma or whoever, and then they go, well, that wasn't that scary, or you say it and you go, well, that didn't sound that scary, but it really was terrifying. You understand, okay? Just understand that it might not sound as scary, but it was terrifying. This dream bothered me for a good few days, and that's very rare for a dream for me, it especially bothered me because I could not backtrack it. So that's what else was that. That's that. Okay, to the dream. With this dream, now I hadn't been thinking about this house for like a few weeks. Like, it was a good, maybe couple weeks where I was like, oh, this house, I kept thinking about it and wondering about it and, wanting to know about it. And every time I go on a walk, I would see it and think about it. And after a few weeks, I started walking in a different area. So I wasn't seeing the house often. And I was spending a lot of time unpacking because I just moved. And I was spending a lot of time on working on my Etsy stuff and then working in my mom's jewelry shop. So I was a little preoccupied, not really having thinking room for this haunted house. So one night, I have this dream. Now, I drew a picture of the house in my dream, of what it looked like in my dream. For starters, my mom and I were driving together in this dream, and we see a sign on the side of the road, and it says estate sale, and then it's at that house. And my mom goes, that's so perfect, because now, we can actually go into this house, and I've never been in this house. And my mom really does get excited, especially when it has to do something in this town, because she grew up in this town. And every time there's like a yard sale or an estate sale or like, I don't know, or if we're just driving around, she'll point out a house and go, oh, I had a best friend when I was like in kindergarten, or not kindergarten, like elementary school, because my mom, they didn't have kindergarten back then. Anyways, that doesn't matter. My mom, she'd point out houses and say, oh, I went there for a sleepover when I was this age, or, she has a story behind a lot of houses. And a lot of houses that we go to, especially if there's like a yard sale or some sort of sale, she has history behind it. And a lot of it's like, oh, I've always wanted to go into this house or this church or this building, or I was never allowed here, so it was like that kind of a feel where my mom was like, I've never been here and I've always wanted to go. It's so cool. And so we go, and okay, I drew this picture of the house. Now this is what it looked like in my dream. I mean, to a certain extent. Basically my dream picture back here, just foggy, like fog, like thick fog, like Silent Hill fog. And if you've played the game Silent Hill, you know exactly what I'm talking about. That kind of fog around this house. So picture a Silent Hill foggy scene and this house in it, alright? And the grass is green, but it's very short, and it's just very soft. It's just a hill. You can't see behind it. Silent Hill. Think Silent Hill, okay? And if you don't know what I'm talking about, Google it. And then, yeah. Anyways. There's a path that leads up to the front door. Now, in real life, the front door is actually on the side. At least I think so. All I know is that it's not on the front. There are 2 windows, but the front door is somewhere else. It's definitely in real life not in the front, but that's where it was in my dream. Okay, we go into this house. Now, I drew a layout of what it looked like in my dream. And this is where I say, if the layout looks anything like in my dream, I'm gonna freak out. I'm gonna freak out. I don't know. Anyways. Okay. We walk in the front door. This is a wall. This is the stairs, okay? This area here, there's like a bunch of tables and stuff. That's where all the stuff that's for sale is. I'm guessing this, from my dream, was like a dining area where they had like refreshments and stuff, because there's a lot of people gathered in there, and there's like a table, and people were like eating food, drinking coffee and drinks and stuff. So I'm guessing this was like a refreshment area. Well, now with my mom likes to almost get in trouble. She likes to kind of poke at trouble and see if she can get caught. I hope to one day be like this because she's utterly brave. So in my dream, we're not allowed to go upstairs. With my mom, she's like, hey, let's go upstairs and see what's up there. And I would go, Mom, we're not allowed to go upstairs. We can't do that. We'll get in trouble. And she'd go, no, it's okay. We'll go really fast, just for a couple minutes. Don't worry about it. So I go. We go upstairs. Now, as we go upstairs, like near the middle of the stairs, we come across like this dog. It's like a Rottweiler mixed dog, and it's just got foam. It's got its teeth. I mean, it's the most terrifying dog you've ever seen. Just, it's barking, growling, just like snarling. It's just terrifying. And it's like it just keeps barking and barking and growling. And this is when my mom like disappears from the dream, and it's just, I'm by myself. And this woman appears, and she looks like she's probably in her like maybe late 40s, early 50s, like as if like around like my mom's age. So where she, if she has kids, they're older, and she's got like dark brown hair. She's rather thin. But she kind of looks like a homey, like, she's been a housewife and worked on the farm, kind of, like a mom in a way, and she appears, and as the dog's, like, not attacking me, it sure looks like the dog's gonna attack me, she just looks at the dog, and it felt like as if this was like I wasn't really there with her. It was like I was seeing something that had already happened, or, something like that, where I was just, it was kind of like a Christmas Carol movie where you're walking into the past and you're just seeing what's being played from the past. Does that make sense? She walks over and she stands by me, and she's looking at the dog, and she throws her hands up in the air, and she's like, even the dog's gone mad, and she just storms down the steps, and then the dog follows her. And now is when, I'm kind of confused. I'm like, okay, the dog's gone mad. What do you mean, even the dog's gone mad, right? I drew this picture of the upstairs. This is where the steps end, I guess. This is like a hallway. Now, upstairs, if you know Silent Hill, once again, picture, the decay when the hospitals like start decaying and the wallpaper peels off and everything's all skeleton and disgusting and creepy. That's exactly what upstairs looked like. If you don't know what I'm talking about, Google it, and then that's exactly what it looked like. Now let me remind you, Silent Hill did not play a part in this dream because I haven't even seen the movie Silent Hill or played any of the games in years. Like, since the movie came out, I have not seen it. Since the games, I haven't played for like 3 or 4 years. So that had nothing to do, I wasn't thinking Silent Hill before I was going to bed. But that's just what it looks like, okay? If that makes sense. Okay, so that's exactly what upstairs looked like. Wallpaper peeling, it was totally the opposite. Like, the first story was nice. It looked kind of like a 70s style. Like, like dark wood trim and just white walls, wood paneling, just 70s. But upstairs was just disgusting and terrifying. Now, I could see through the cracks in the walls. I drew this because I saw a guy in this room through the crack in the wall. I'm probably in here. I see this guy through the crack. These are doors, okay? They're closed. And I see this guy, and he's laying on his back, but his head is up like this. Somehow he can physically do that. I think you can physically do that, but not for a long period of time. At least I can't. But the guy was laying flat on his back, but it was like his whole head was like this as he stood up, okay? Or not stood up, but just It was like that. That's where his head was, and his shoulders were up like that. And he was wearing like jeans, but they were like all tore up, and he was like super skinny, and like all just like nasty. Like, skin was pale, and there's like scratches, and like his face was all sunken in. And in my dream, I was thinking zombie, like, but not zombie. Like, in my head I'm thinking, that guy looks like a zombie, but I know he's not a zombie, he's something else, which was weird. It was like I knew, and I've had zombie dreams before, so it was like my subconscious was telling me, this looks like the zombies from your previous dreams, but this is not a zombie, it's something else. And I wasn't really even thinking human either. That's what was kind of scary. It was just weird how my mind was trying to figure it out in my dream. And as I saw him, I immediately pulled back, and I knew, somehow I knew, if he saw me, I was in trouble. Like, something bad was going to happen. So I ran into this room, opened the door, ran into here. There's a door here in between the rooms, and it was open. And he saw me through that door. Now, I can't remember for the life of me what he said to me in my dream. That's the one thing that I can't remember from my dream. He said something to me. And the reason why I put, a smiley face and cross-eyed eyes is because it was like he was dead, but he was smiling. Like, as he saw me through the door, he smiled. And he made a comment, and I can't remember for the life of me what he said at all. That's like the only part of this dream. Like, I've tried so hard to remember. That's the one thing I can't remember. He said something, and I can't remember. Anyways, I run and I shut the door. And you know how, like, even though, like, you're in a closed space in your dream, it's like you can see, like, into another, I don't know, like third person view almost. Like, it was like I knew in my dream that he was crawling towards that part of the door, and I needed to get out fast. Now, for some reason, there was no way I could get back out. For some reason. And the only way out was through the window. Now, he managed to get the door open, right? And he's crawling towards me, and he's smiling, and he's laughing. And in my dream, it was like I'm smelling, or like getting the sense of like alcohol, like drinking alcohol. And I'm trying to get out really fast. And I'm kicking the window, and I start banging on the window. And it sounds like knocking, and the guy goes, "There's nobody there. There's no one there." And he just starts laughing, and he's laughing. He goes, "There's no one there. Ah, there's nobody there." And finally, it was like a stupid moment in my dream where I go, oh, I just lift up the window. And so I lift up the window. I'm like, why didn't I think of that? And the guy's like right behind me, right? I crawl out the window, and I'm out of the house. Somehow I magically land from this giant house onto the ground, right? I love dreams. Now, as I'm outside, I look up at the house, and I get like this feeling of like there's like a party going on, and it's like alcohol is everywhere, and people are turning into these like zombie whatevers, and like going crazy, like going mad. And that's where I like understood, like, the lady was like, even the dog's gone mad. So like, what if this was her husband, and he like he was an alcoholic, and he went mad, and the dog was maybe angry for some reason, and even the dog's gone mad. I don't know. But I thought about this dream for a very long time. Oh, I escaped, okay? I ran away. I don't even know where my mom went. She probably, I don't know, found some cool stuff at the estate sale part of it. I don't know. But I thought about this dream for a really long time, and I was thinking in my head, like, what if it was a husband and wife that lived there, and they had a dog, and what if he was an alcoholic and abused it and went crazy, maybe killed somebody? I don't know. I do plan on going to this house. The guy is totally open. The guy who owns it is totally open to, like, for us to come out there and just get a tour. especially since like me and my husband are really into photography, and my husband takes really great photos of like houses and buildings and structures and stuff, and I know he would love it, and that would kind of be more of an excuse to go, not just paranormal reasons. But I guess that's an old guy that owns the place, and I was told that he'd be happy for us to come out and just talk to him and get like, you know, like a history of it. I really want to do that, and I wanted to do this video first because if I go to this house, I'm going to film when I go to this house. I want to film hearing the story behind this house for the first time. I just want to film everything, and if that doesn't happen, then I apologize ahead of time, because who knows if it will be on a day I have my camera, or if it's a day, you know, maybe it might be random. I don't know. I mean, either way, I'm going to do a vlog about it, whether it's at the actual place or it's after I've been there. It's whatever works out. But I'm kind of scared in a way. I'm scared if the layout of the house is the same as my dream. I'm scared if the guy who lived there was an alcoholic, whether he was married or not. Like, any part of my dream that is somewhat relevant to the actual truth, I mean, I'm kind of like nervous to know if it really is. One thing that kind of sticks out in my head is if there's a door in between these two rooms, I'm going to flip out. Like, I'm going to freak out if that's true. And I know sometimes there are in houses, but that's usually like when there's a bathroom in between rooms. But I don't know. But yeah, I know if any part of this ends up being anything like my dream, like if it ends up being the same or true or somewhat relevant, I'm gonna freak out. But I'll be totally fine if it's not. If it's totally just my imagination, that's cool too. I don't care either way. One will just be more freaky than the other. But let me know what you think about dreams and stuff. I've had other dreams that I've had one other dream that was actually really terrifying a few years back. It's kind of been one that I kind of don't want to share, because it was, I mean, truly terrifying. But I don't know, let me know what you guys think about dreams and paranormal stuff. Yeah, just let me know. I guess that's it. I will talk to you guys later. Next time, I promise I'll have a nicer camera. Or I guess it doesn't matter. Who cares? I mean, you get to hear a scary story. Okay, and it's so wonderful that I'm unable to edit this. Or I bet you I can, but I don't want to take the time to transfer it. Or anyways, I'm rambling, and it's taking up film time, and this is already 22 minutes and 45 seconds, so I think that's it. So I will talk to you guys later. Bye.